Hi boys and girls, we're going to do a real quick review of 6.2D, ordering a set of rational numbers. Our learning target is I can order a set of rational numbers by first changing rationals to the same form. So usually we're going to change them to decimals. Occasionally, very seldom, we'll change them to fraction and percent. If we change them to fraction, remember they have to have the same denominator, which takes a little bit more work. Percent, every now and then we might do that. But usually it's going to be changing them to decimals. If we change them to decimal forms, we're going to line up decimals and we're going to add trailing zeros. And we're going to use a number line when possible. Another strategy that I forgot to put on here is to separate your negatives from your positives. Okay? So that's another step that we can remember. We're going to order the following numbers in descending order. I'm going to line up my decimals. It looks like they're all positives, so I'm going to rewrite them. That's 23 and 2/10, 24 and 0/10, 23 and 21 hundredths, 21 and 8/10, 23 and 2/10, 21 and 48 hundredths. So now I'm going to look at my list, and I noticed that I can compare my whole numbers and then compare my decimal part. But before I do that, I want to put in trailing zeros. Alright, so I have 2 digits behind the decimal for every number, and now I'm ready to put them in order. So, the largest whole number I have is 24. 24 is greater than, because I'm going back to descending order, and remember descending order is decreasing from greater to less or greater to least. So I'm done with 24. Then I noticed I have 23s, so I'm going to look at 2302, 2321, and 2320. Which one is greatest? Hopefully you said 2321 is greater than 2320. And that's 23 and 2/10 actually is greater than 23 and 200ths. So I'm done with my 23s. Now I'm looking at 21. I have 21 and 48 hundredths and 21 and 80 hundredths. 80 is greater than 48, so it's 21 and 80, or 8/10 is greater than 21 and 48. This, boys and girls, is my numbers ordered in descending order from least to greatest. Alright, we're going to put the following rational numbers in order from least to greatest. So I'm going least to greatest. And you can see that they're all different representations. So I need to separate my negatives from my positives. This is a negative and this is a negative. I'm going to go ahead and do 3 divided by 2. That's 1 to subtract. I'm going to put a decimal at a 0. And that's 1 and 5/10. It's negative 1 and 5/10. Negative 1 and 5/10. And then I have negative 1. I'm going to go ahead and add my trailing 0. And then I have 1/3. I know that 1/3 is 3/10 repeating. And then I have 3/10. And then I have 25%, which I'm going to move my decimal twice. And it is 25 hundredths. I'm going to add my trailing zeros so I can compare them. Wait a minute. What does this repeating sign mean? I can't put a 0 there because that repeating sign means that that's actually going to be 3 repeating over and over and over again. So when you look at it, 1/3 is actually a little greater than 3/10. It's more than 3/100 of a number greater than 3/10. So I'm ready to put this on a number line. I'm going to put 0, and I'm going to start with my negatives because I can write -1 and then -2. Not that -2 is on there, but it gives me some perspective. Now -1 5/10 is -1 plus half. It's halfway to -2. So this is -1 5/10. -1 5/10 was actually -3/2. So -3/2, -1, and now I'm going to my positive side. Which is closer to 0? 25/100, 3/10, and 33/100 repeating. 25/100, remember, was 25%. 3/10, and then 33/100 repeating was actually 1/3. So I am putting them in order from least to greatest. So remember, least to greatest. So I already have my number line down. I can go ahead and bring down my number 1 or -1, and I can plug in my inequality symbols. -3 1/2 is to the far left, so it is less than -1. -1 is less than 25%. 25% is less than 3/10, and 3/10 is less than 1/3. Boys and girls, we now have our order from least to greatest. Remember, you guys, we are here to help you. If you need help, please get with us. Join our Google Meets. Email us. I hope you have a great week. The next few days we're going to be studying and practicing and getting ready for our unit test. If there's anything you don't understand, make sure you ask for help. All right, guys, you have fun today and have a great week.